Derby. We are underway in what is set to be an absolute cracker here in the Liberty A-League. Newcastle Jets hosting the Central Coast Mariners. An 81st minute winner, all that separated the sides in the first derby of the season. You can see Ryan Campbell there, the Newcastle Jets coach, interim at the minute after Gary Van Egmont's departure to join the Chinese Football Federation. Set up and an early opportunity this time for Serena Bolden. Melina Ayres just dragging it wide, and a frightening start for the Newcastle Jets.
And there she is, Melina Ayres. She's positioned where you want all your central strikers to be. She's making forward runs into the box. The timing of her run, she's able to just creep in front of Ashley Irwin there, and if she can redirect that on target, that's a good opportunity.
Faye Bryson down injured. Hopefully nothing serious for her. The English woman has been integral to the Central Coast Mariners this year. Let's have a look back at it here. Looks fairly innocuous, and just on that ankle, just rolling it over. You hate to see it, especially in back play as well, Leah.
Yeah, absolutely not. And you can see the nature of the injury. Not much to it other than just a little bit of an awkward fall there, and hoping that Bryson gets to her feet shortly.
Looks in a fair bit of pain as well. Bianca Garlich, the captain, just checking in on her. And that will be a big loss for Emily Husband's side. There she is. Her compatriot down on the floor. And a key player for her as well. Former Sydney University coach.
Just in terms of the stocks on this Central Coast Mariners bench, should Bryson not continue, there's Karen Bassis who's available, the Queenslander, who has had some game time this season, who I think would just slot into this role for Bryson should there need to be a change.
She's performed well, Tiana Karambassis, over the last few weeks when she's had to come in, step in. She's done a great job. The Lions FC defender, Tash Pryor, back at Newcastle. Faye Bryson able to walk off for the moment, so hopefully nothing too major, and she'll be able to continue. Looks unlikely at the moment. Just that left ankle by the looks of things. Just an unfortunate fall in that moment, but we are back underway in the F3 derby. A brief halt, and the Mariners look to go the other way. Roller Badawiya. Ball into the middle now, an early opportunity and an early goal. Hergemal stands up. The Chinese international, exactly what her side needed.
And that's a superb early delivery by Badawiya. She's rolled it across the almost the top of the 6-yard box there. Ergamal's forward run, she's able to finish, and she's clinical with her finishing. Just in terms of Ergamal, what a pickup she has been as an international player. You can see the weight of the pass as into the path of Ergamal, who steps in front of Pryor. Difficult to defend if you're not positioned well in that moment.
Well, what a start to the game we've had here, Leah Blaney. I reckon the ball's been in play for maximum of a minute and a half, and we've already seen a goal. We could have seen one up the other end as well.
And I think we'll see more today. It's a derby.
This is set to be an absolute thriller. Newcastle will have to put on the chase, and that is exactly what they'll aim to do here. They had a great opportunity for Melina Ayres under 40 seconds into the game. Faye Bryson seemingly getting that left ankle taped up. Kaya Simon doing a bit of work as well, perhaps, just to assist. Here's Bardawea. Well, Kaya Simon may not have made it onto the pitch so far this year, but helping out the physio department in that moment.
Yeah, by all accounts, she's had a terrific impact off the field, in and around the change rooms. Her leadership skills as well as her football knowledge is something that's invaluable in any squad.
Especially plenty of young players in this Central Coast Mariners side as well. Never easy coming back into the competition as a side. Basically a fresh slate for the Central Coast Mariners. That guidance will certainly be very valued amongst those younger players. Faye Bryson back out there, which is good to see. Bit of tape on the ankle. Good to go. Sarah Langman in goals today. Former Wanderers and Perth Glory player. Here's Bowman driving through midfield, out of defence. Barbieri dispossessed in that moment. Gomez having such a good season. Isabel Gomez, the second most tackles in the league, 45 at the time of writing. And here is Copus Brown. Isabel Gomez so good at shutting down the play in midfield. Former Wellington Phoenix player. Here's Barbieri. Bowman driving through midfield once more. Can't find its way to Melina Ayres, taking a touch on its way through. Here's Allen. Bowman, the Swiss import, trying to slide it through and return the favour for Lauren Allen. And a sign on the far side for Claudia Chico. Great to see the fans out and about. A great crowd here at number 2 Sports Ground. Here's Bowman, an industrious start to the game for her. Allen bursts past Annabelle Martin that time. Jasmine Wardlow able to see it away.
And it'll be interesting to see today how Ryan Campbell looks to set up versus Central Coast Mariners, knowing that the Mariners do play a little bit of a deeper block and look to hurt you on the counter. So combination plays, dribblers, plays with individual skill are really going to be an asset to him in this front third.
And a good opportunity for him as well. A coach that's been at the Newcastle Jets for a long time playing his trade.
He has. He's a Newcastle born and bred coach. We know that he's been involved with the Newcastle Jets Academy, the Adamstown Rosebuds up there. Certainly a long-time server of the game in Newcastle.
Barbieri unable to keep it in play. And that Newcastle spirit running through. Still only an interim coach at the minute. Whether that may be upgraded to the full-time head coach role, or whether the Newcastle Jets hierarchy might find someone else, time will tell. His Ayres. And it is cleared by Ash Irwin. Trimus, promising young player. Looking for that ball forward. He's able to find Galich. Numbers in the middle in the form of Bardawea. Taking the strike herself, Galich. And into the arms of Isabel Nino, the American. And the captain standing up.
And the Jets are going to have to put more pressure on the ball, especially if it's Bianca Galich lining up. We know that she's got excellent striking ranges and the ability to score goals from distance. They have to close her down and not allow time and space for her at the top of the box.
Giving her plenty of space on the edge of the box there. The Newcastle Jets. 2 shots so far for the Mariners. They managed to snag a goal from one of them. Looking in control at the minute. Not under any stress. Bryson to take the throw in. Ergamal trying to flick it around the corner. Newcastle Jets with 64% of the ball at the moment. Just the one true opportunity from it. Straight off the kickoff. Shouts of a handball there on Ash Irwin, and it is blown up eventually. Was just trying to control it with her chest. Didn't quite get the bounce she was after. And it will be a free kick for the Newcastle Jets.
And you can see the Newcastle Jets sending up Natasha Pryor for this opportunity. And just on the handball on screen, for me, it's the right decision by the referee.
No doubt in that. One of those unfortunate ones for Ash Irwin, just caught a little bit in the wrong position, perhaps. Indy Barbieri standing over it. The delivery towards that back post, curling towards that top right-hand corner. And it forces the save out of Sarah Langman. The wind perhaps wreaking havoc.
And that's an excellent delivery by Barbieri. We know that she's a both-footed player, and she is a threat on these set pieces. You can see it's just flighted into that sort of awkward area for Langman, where we know coming for those crosses and shots from distance aren't necessarily a strength of hers. So a right decision by Barbieri.
Well, another shot on target for them nonetheless, and a really difficult one for Sarah Langman to deal with. Could have been in strife. Was able to punch it away. Indy Barbieri standing over it once more. The dead ball lofted towards the back post. Melina Reyes rising and falling in her stride, unable to get any power on it.
Just the defender, Paige Hayward, there, she does really well to do just enough to put airs off, so she actually can't make clean contact. So she might not win the ball, but she gets in a way that she's off balanced, borderline fouling, which there is a line there, but from my end, good defending by Hayward.
Such a workhorse for this Central Coast Mariners side. Paige Hayward doing her assignment perfectly on that occasion. Here's Gomez, sliding it through for Bryson. Early ball forward, looking for Ergamal, Pryor, and Nino under pressure, but does manage to get it out of danger. A nice bit of build-up play from the Mariners, looking to play on the break at the minute. Bryson with the throw-in into the path of Ergamal. Baduia. Ergamal was looking for two. That touch just letting her down, and Cass Davis putting Nino under pressure once more. A big acquisition was Melina Reyes at the start of the season, has struggled with injury across the campaign. Coming over from Melbourne Victory, Lara Gooch hounding the Mariners players, trying to win it back. A local girl knows how much this means. Here's Ergamal. Finding the feet of Galich. Options ahead of her in Trimmis. And it's cut out well by Bowman. Newcastle Jets in a back three at the minute.
And that's going to be key for the Jets, given that they are in that back three, breaking forward with numbers as quickly as possible and using their width. They've got flyers either side, in Allen and Gooch the other side, who has excellent speed, along with Bowman. So just breaking forward quickly in transition, I think they can exploit some space in behind the Mariners.
Here's Chico. Gooch just struggling to bring it down. Skips by her and out for a throw-in. Couldn't trap the ball on that occasion. Faye Bryson playing as a bit of a higher wing-back for this Mariners side. Here's Ergamal under pressure, but she does release. Hayward Hounded that time by Cass Davis. The ball in now for Galich, and it's done very well by Cass Davis just to shield her away. That time, in fact, it was Claudia Chico doing the defensive work. Is Hayward. Gomez won back well by Libby Copers-Brown, the former Wanderers player, threading it through this time for Lara Gooch. The delivery blocked. They may get another opportunity. Rolla Badawea does well to evade Copers-Brown that time. And a good bit of build-up play, but far too heavy on that final ball. Davis dispossessed by Hayward. End-to-end stuff at the minute. Here's Trimis. Ergamal on the edge of the box. Under pressure once more, and Cass Davis able to pick her pocket. Here's Bryson. Cutting inside, still going. Faye Bryson trying to put it through for Galich. Couldn't find her though. And a frantic start here at number 2 Sports Ground. Central Coast Mariners really applying the pressure early on.
They definitely are, and probably just a little bit too narrow in this front third when they are in possession. I'd like to see them stretch this Jets side a little bit more and just be a little bit more patient.
Just won back well in a good position from Faye Bryson, but a good challenge from Claudia Chico. Talented young defender. Spent last season with the Wellington Phoenix. Was a regular at Apia Leichhardt.
You can see in this duel, she's side on, she's low, she tackles with the right foot, and defensively, Chico's been very sound this season.
Bryson with the delivery now. Trimmers trying to bring it down. It finds its way to Galich. And off the woodwork that time. And just stays in play. And they were that close to a second, the Mariners. And their captain denied.
Yeah, you can see on the replay, Galich does very well to get in front of Davis and use her body there. Nino's quick off her line. She makes herself big, covering that near post. So possibly Galich actually tries to toe peg that to the opposite post where there's space.
Either way, they're knocking on the door early. The Central Coast Mariners. Great opportunity once more. Bryson. And for Galich. Physical from Cass Davis, does very well to get around her, Galich, but loses possession in the end. And the Jets do exit. Ayres holding it up. Bolden out wide for Allen. Jets players streaming forward now. Lauren Allen to deliver for Serena Bolden this time. Heading it goal bound, did very well to steer it on frame, but couldn't put it past Sarah Langman.
Really nice passage of play by the Newcastle Jets, and it's going to be a route to further opportunity for them if they can get the ball wide to Laura Allen and then get early deliveries into the space behind that Mariners back three. I think we'll see them create a lot more.
Really skillful header from Serena Bolden as well. We've seen her score ones like that in the past. Both sides getting into that final third. Mariners more than the Jets at the minute.
And that's what I'm liking about this game. You've got two teams that are being brave with the ball. They're being positive. They're spending time closer to the goal, which means you're going to create more goal-scoring opportunities, and it's an exciting game.
Both sides knowing the meaning of this fixture as it's threaded through this time for Melina Reyes across the face, and they can't punish the Jets crossing their lines. Lauren Allen and Serena Bolden, they can't put it away on a golden opportunity. And Rolla Badawea going the other way now. On the edge of the box, cutting inside, winning it back off Barbieri. Whistle to the mouth from Beck Mackey, and it is blown up, but going the way of Rolla Badawea. And a lot to unpack here.
Oh, and that's a sublime pass by Lara Gooch into the path of Melina Reyes. Ayres does really well on a non-dominant foot to cut it across goal there, and then it's just a bit of communication between Allen and Bolden, who obviously both want to score. But I dare say if I was Allen, I'd be telling Bolden to move out of the way there. I wanted that goal.
That's the foul right there. Roll about away. Claudia Chico just getting a touch on her. That's in a good position as well. Faye Bryson and Bianca Galich standing over it. 4-player wall. And you'd have to think it might favour that right-hand corner.
Yeah, I definitely think it'll be a shot on target by Galich.
Here's Galich with the strike. And dragged wide. Not a bad effort, though.
Yeah, and I do think she should have went the other side, to the right side with that attempt.
Another opportunity for the Central Coast Mariners this game. Full of energy to start off with. A great one for the neutral. I'll take this time to remind you as well, on the aggregate standing this season in the F3 Derby, it is now 1-1. There will be a penalty shootout after this game. If it is, as things stand, it is tied on score and goal difference. There will be a penalty shootout. Unfortunately, we won't be broadcasting it, but that will decide who gets that glorious bit of the M1 guardrail.
And that just adds that little bit of added opportunity for both rookie coaches out there, for Ryan Campbell and Emily Husband. First opportunity to take home some silverware for their respective clubs.
It's been a while since either of these sides have been in a penalty shootout, must be said as well. Many of these players maybe not in an A-League setting in their careers.
And that opportunity is important to have experienced it before you have to in a finals time or a scenario like that. It actually could pay off later in the season if they get that exposure in front of a crowd today.
Newcastle Jets putting on a bit of a charge at the moment as well after a slow start to the season. Obviously buoyed by the addition of Emily Van Egmond on her guest stint, and of course the addition of Serena Bolden playing a massive role in that. And the throw in now, Galich, one back by Copus Brown only momentarily, and Beck Mackey just caught in the crossfire that time, and it will be a restart. Tash Pryor to get us back underway. Davis just slotting into that back line at points as well to link the play. She launches it forward that time. Numbers forward for the Mariners too. Urgamal, busy as ever. A fantastic addition to this Central Coast Mariners side, and perhaps unexpected just how big of an impact she's having on this team.
Oh, she's definitely been excellent. She's a step ahead with some of her hold-up play, some of her one-touch football she's able to play. I think if the Mariners can just add somebody a little bit more proactive running off her, we're going to see even more goal-scoring chances created by the Central Coast Mariners.
Well, they may have an opportunity here. Trumas. Back for Gomez. Peter Trumas trying to skip through the two players there. Does find Urgamal. Bryson was looking to thread it through for Gomez. Couldn't find her though. And will just stay in play. Lara Gooch hoping it trickled out, but the backspin keeping it in that time. Here's Irwin stepping out of defence, giving away possession. Was called into goals just a few weeks ago, Ash Irwin. And an opportunity this time for the Jets. Here's Allen, back for Ayres, gets a touch on it. Was always behind her. Here's Copus Brown. Bolden. Marked by Irwin. Cutting inside, Serena Bolden. Gets the shot away, but not goal bound. Couldn't find a teammate either. Here's Bowman. Gooch. Back inside. Lara Gooch gets the strike away. A touch too. And it finds the arms of Sarah Langman that time. Faye Bryson back down in back play.
And you can see the delivery there by Laura Allen. Melina Ayres just overruns it slightly. In terms of Lara Gooch there, I think she needs a little bit more patience. The Jets allowed the Mariners to get set and get organised in that central goal zone, so they needed to put the ball down on the back, try and combine and find a route via a wide area, then force a shot off there.
A bit more strapping for Faye Bryson as well. There is Kaya Simon. Plenty out supporting her. No doubt back where it all began, at the Central Coast Mariners, where she began her career in the Liberty A-League. Hopefully she'll get that full circle moment, I'm sure, in front of a lot of family as well.
And you can see the Central Coast Mariners now just in discussions around probably how they can regain a little bit of the momentum. We have seen the Newcastle Jets peppering the goal a little bit in these later stages of this match. So that's going to be something that going into halftime, Emily Husband is going to have to look at.
Here's Pryor. Bowman. Not many options ahead of her in that midfield. Bit vacant as things stand. Here's Copus Brown. Ayres. A battle with Ash Irwin at the heart of this Mariners defence. And a late challenge off ball. And one that Melina Ayres isn't overly happy with, but it will be a corner regardless. Barbieri standing over it. Such good delivery. Their second of the game. Their first from this side. Is this the opportunity the Jets need? Barbieri. With the opportunity to deliver towards that near post this time, headed away. And Urgamal looking to stream away with it for the Mariners. An option in Bianca Galic. Bardawea ahead of her. Just running into trouble, Bianca Galic. But it is one back by her. And they will be able to find Rolla Bardawea out wide if she stays on side. Cut back this time for Trimis. Getting the shot away, blocked by Tash Pryor. And the flag stayed down too. There's Lara Gooch. Unable to link up play. Here's Gomez. Not a bad opportunity for Peter Trimis, perhaps just having to aim more for that left-hand side of the goal.
And you can hear Newcastle Jets coach Ryan Campbell. He wants his side to press. He wants them to push in and reduce lines so that the Mariners don't have a lot of space to play in.
Here's Wardlow. The American edition came over from Fiorentina in Italy. Bardawea sending it forward this time, switching sides as well with Peter Trimis. Gooch on the break for the Newcastle Jets, cutting inside. Lara Gooch still going and crunched by Jasmine Wardlow. Not over though for the Newcastle Jets. Bowman delivering for Bolden this time. Can't find the corner. And Sarah Langman hangs on.
And And you can see Lara Gooch here, that her dribbling ability is excellent. A little bit too much there and not enough width for her. And in terms of Bolden, potentially she just looks to bring that down and then volleys it on target. Very hard to generate power from where she is with that header.
30 minutes gone. It's absolutely flown by here at number 2 Sports Ground. End-to-end stuff. Both teams playing with such an intensity. Here's Copus Brown. Nino clearing. Here's Gomez. Does well to win the ball back, but gives it away in stride. Here's Gooch. Marked by Bryson. So much experience in the UK, Faye Bryson, but Lara Gooch gets past her. Into the box now. Cut back for Ayres. And cleared eventually by Faye Bryson. And another opportunity goes begging for the Jets.
And an exceptional decision by young Lara Gooch there to cut the ball back. She's beaten her defender on the outside. A chance that's gone begging for the Newcastle Jets.
Here's Hayward. Mariners going the other way now. The flag will go up for Bianca Galic. Still searching for her first goal of the season.
And as you can see on the replay, it's her non-dominant foot. It's cut back to the penalty spot. Really, it's a great finishing opportunity for, I think it was Melina Ayres. Had she used her left foot, I think she can actually get a little bit more on that.
It's exactly where you want that cut back to be, that penalty spot. Players arriving late in the box. Something, no doubt, straight off the training ground. Here's Barbieri, numbers forward for the Jets. Out wide for Allen. Ayres and Bolden in the middle. The ball in now towards that near post. Langman out to punch it away. Falls over as well, but does enough of the job. Here's Badawiya. That's one back by Lauren Allen. But the foul given away by her.
And you can see Langman on this replay. She does so well to come out and be brave and just punch that into a really good area for her side.
Here's Bowman. Davis. Looking for that ball out wide for Gooch, but intercepted by Bryson. Trimus. Hayward does well just to slow down, assess her options. Badawiya picking up some more central areas at the minute. And a lovely bit of play that time by the Jets, but can't link up.
And I do think the Central Coast Mariners need to break forward quicker. The Newcastle side is a fairly well-organised group, athletically sound. They're going to bust their butt to get behind the ball. When they are able to face forward and exploit a little bit of space in behind, I think they need to send numbers and just penetrate a lot quicker.
Here's Martin. Former Melbourne Victory player, of course. Back in the Liberty A-League. Barbieri. Spent last year at Adelaide United. Was previously with Melbourne Victory for a long time. Here's Nino. He's looking for Gooch. Got a little bit of attention, you know, back there from Faye Bryson. Pulling up a little bit sore from it as well. Not something you like to see. There will be a substitution here, though. And it looks as though it will be for the Mariners. Faye Bryson, her day comes to an end. And coming on, Tiana Karabasis.
Yeah, and obviously Bryson's tried to play through that original injury and hasn't been able to, unfortunately.
Carabassis now on, picking up a more central role. Annabelle Martin now shifting to the right back position.
And you can see the challenge on Lara Gooch. I mean, from my end, the young players should be probably backing into Bryson and trying to make contact initially. It is going to help us secure the football in that moment.
Didn't look to be too much in it. Either way, still pulling up a little bit ginger after the fact. Still going strong, though, is Trumas. One back by Ayres. Was trying to find Serena Bolden in the middle, and Tiana Carabassis, her first touch, sending it out of play. Had such a good campaign up in Queensland, Tiana Carabassis. With Lions FC. Powerhouse of the Queensland NPL Women's. Up there is Gooch, driving at the Mariners defence, and Ash Irwin, a fantastic tackle to steer it out of danger. It must be said, a nice little Mariners home support, or away support I should say, behind the goal. Love to see how many people getting around this fixture. Here's Chico. He's cleared by the Mariners only momentarily. Newcastle controlling possession at the minute, 58%. Newcastle dominating in that aspect. Central Coast Mariners gaining a little bit more of the ball, though, than the opening exchanges. Mariners struggling to clear it. And they do so. Find Badawiya. Ergamal. Option out wide in Trimis. Lifted into the middle for Badawiya.
And for as good as Ergamal is, Trimis was definitely the option for her in that moment.
And a foul drawn up on Tiana Carabassis. And a very risky one as well, hanging on to Serena Bolden. She will see yellow. Of course, no VAR in the Liberty A-League. I'd love to have a look back at that one. Very cynical.
Yeah, and it's definitely a foul on Bolden. You can see that she's grabbing her and she's holding her back. I'd go as far as saying it's a goal-scoring opportunity, knowing Serena Bolden's quality and, you know, the space she had ahead of her.
Perhaps not clear and obvious, guaranteed goal scoring opportunity in that moment. Even still, ball perhaps a little bit far out for Mindy Barbieri. Tiana Carabassis with a yellow card earlier in her involvement in this game. Davis and Barbieri standing over it, discussing the options.
And Langwin's got to be aware here. We know Barbieri's striking techniques are excellent. She's scored some tremendous goals in the Liberty A-League from this range.
Barbieri slotting it through almost for Bolden. Just can't quite find her. Smart idea, though. Straight off the training ground, couldn't pay off. And come to fruition in that moment is Copus Brown. Davis. Out wide for Gooch. Running at Annabelle Martin. Cutting inside, can't get past Isabel Gomez that time. Exactly what she's done so well all season long. And Claudia Chico with the last touch.
And the weight of this pass by Barbieri, it's very, very well weighted into the path of Bolden, and Legman just does exceptional to come off her line and sweep that up.
Ergamal, a lively game so far. Such a good addition to this side. Surprise packet. Looked as if it never really went out, or in, I should say. Either way, it will be a Newcastle throw-in. Back the other way. Pryor under pressure. Urgamal does well in the physicality department. Here's Trimmer streaming forward now, but the offside flag goes up. And Urgamal down after that collision with Tash Pryor. Perhaps just a little bit winded in that moment from that challenge.
And you can see Trimmers is definitely offside there in terms of this young player's ability. She needs to be looking across that line and just timing her run a little bit better. She's an explosive player. 9 times out of 10, she's going to win that foot race with Davis.
A young Matilda, of course, has impressed since coming into the Liberty A-League this season. Allen squaring it back this time. It'll find its way to Lara Gooch, delivering the ball to the back post. Wanting to return the favour for Lauren Allen, couldn't do so. In the end, is Badawia. Bowman able to win the ball back.
And you can see Laura Allen then again, these cutbacks to the top of the box with midfielders that are oncoming. They're dangerous for the Newcastle Jets in this front third, and now it's just about the central players making good contact that's on target.
Bowman with the throw-in. Headed in a dangerous area by Karen Bassis. Pryor with an arm across Urgamal. A nice battle building between those two. Does go out for a Mariners throw-in. Take the time just to settle things down a little bit. About 3 minutes left. Regulation time in this first half. And the ball forward for the Jets. Irwin, happy to see it away. Anywhere will do. And Serena Bolden streaming forward. And a player with such skill, pace and power. That's a great throw in for Cass Davis. And it is cleared by Isabel Gomez. A smart throw in just to go quickly and meet the run of Cass Davis. Allen delivering this time. Can't find a teammate, can't keep it in play. Plenty of support for both sides. Just 90 Ks separating the two towns or regions. Newcastle with the majority of the passes at the minute, resembling their possession in this game. Gophers Brown struggling to get it out of her feet, as to Cass Davis. Isabel Nino had to be quick off her line. Paige Hayward going down. Cass Davis, a physical challenge. They do come away with it though. And the Mariners. Davis just sweeping up, as she has done all game long.
Enormous work rate, Cass Davis. Probably a bit of an unsung hero in this Newcastle Jets side. She's always available in build-up. She's always looking to recover behind the ball and work hard for her team. She's definitely an integral part of Newcastle Jets side.
Such a long-term servant of the club, Cass Davis. The most tackles in this game so far as well, with 4. Putting in a shift. Slotting into that back line. Quick throw in from Annabelle Martin. She'll get the ball back now. Delivering on the right boot. will find its way to Urgamal in the end via Paige Hayward as the strike curling into the arms of Izzy Nino. And they do come away with it, the Jets. Bowman, early ball forward, and the foul is drawn up. 5 minutes to be added on here at number 2 Sports Ground.
And you can just see Urgamal there just doesn't take her first touch out of her feet, so she's a little bit cramped with making contact with that strike.
There's an opportunity from Melina Ayres. What a save from Sarah Langman. Something out of nothing from the free kick. Sent forward. And she got the shot away. Wow. The Jets fighting back. And the player going down. Here is that opportunity.
That's a great delivery by Natasha Pryor into the path of Bolden and then Ayres. I think she tries to get what she can off it. She's a little bit off balance, but again, a bit of a warning sign for the Central Coast Mariners in terms of Melina Ayres having half a metre of space in and around the box. She's going to make contact.
A fantastic opportunity for Melina Ayres there. And she'll no doubt get more as this game progresses. Here's Davis, sending it long into the path of Copus Brown, but it is blown up. In back play there. And if that was a foul after the pass, then you've got to have some serious questions for the advantage being played. Or if the offside flag went up indeed. Either way, couldn't have been offside. Let's have a look back at it. And it is seemingly being called back for that foul, Leah Blaney.
Yeah, and look, I don't think that's the right decision. I think it's a disadvantage to the Newcastle Jets to actually call that back.
That's exactly what Libby Copus Brown was saying as well. Was through on goal. Either way, Central Coast Mariners with the throw-in. And it's won back by the Jets. Copus Brown, can they get their revenge? Now, Karen Bassis able to clean up momentarily. It'll be a throw-in for the Jets. Allen with the quick throw-in, headed away by Wardlow. Pryor. Down the line, here's Allen. Looking to fashion an opportunity to deliver. Can't quite do so. And it will be a Mariners throw. You can see there, Faye Bryson. Bit of ice perhaps on that left ankle. After her exit earlier in this game, hopefully nothing long-term for her. Was obviously able to continue playing for quite a while. It will be a goal kick. Things getting fiery as well out there in this F3 derby. Libby Copus Brown in the action, taking this game by the scruff of the neck at the minute.
And I like the determination of Copus Brown. Obviously still hanging on to the decision to call the free kick back, and her response is with energy to chase the ball down and look to create things. It's a good response from the player.
Is Bartawea out wide for the Mariners. Looking for Galich. Pryor able to send it away. Wardlow with the throw-in. Urgamal. Gomez scored last week. It's sent away by Tash Pryor. Just happy to see it away in any way she can. Time winding down in this first half. Martin with the throw. Finding Galich. And it will be a goal kick. Galich with a few questions for the officials on that one. Either way, back under way here. Restart. And that will be half-time here at number 2 Sports Ground in the F3 Derby. And what a first half it was. An action-packed start to the game. Plenty of fire, plenty of excitement. And the Mariners with the lead at the break, thanks to that player right there. Ergamal, an early goal to set up the Mariners. At half-time, it is Newcastle Jets 0, Central Coast Mariners 1. Well, it was full of action, Leah Blaney, and it started right here.
Certainly was, and you can see the well-timed run by Butterweir, and the early delivery is fantastic. Ergamal's in a central position, and it's a really classy finish by the Chinese international.
Roller Butterweir with a brilliant delivery, putting it on a plate for Ergamal. The knee slide too. Slightly wet conditions today. And Mindy Barbieri, what a dangerous delivery that was.
Always a threat on set pieces or when she can strike a ball cleanly. It's into a good area. It's something that obviously they've worked on in training as well in targeting Lingman.
Of course, the Mariners with plenty of opportunities. How about this one right here once more? Bianca Galich off the woodwork.
Yeah, once again, Ergamal, great use of her body there to bring the initial ball down. And then for Galich, it's probably using her left foot to even toe poke it in the other side of the GK in that moment.
Well, both sides putting in a fantastic shift. It's been an action-packed F3 derby and plenty more to come on the other side of the break. Welcome back to number 2 Sports Ground for the F3 Derby. Mariners leading at the break after a fiery and intense first half here in Newcastle. Campbell Johnson here in commentary, joined by young Matildas coach Leah Blaney. What a first half we had.
Lots of action, and if we look back at the goal, Badawiya, she gets her head up, it's an early delivery, Ergamal's positioned centrally, and it's a clinical finish by the Chinese international just to beat Nino inside that near post there.
Roller Badawiya, fantastic delivery on a plate for Ergamal, who makes no mistake early on in the game as well. Right after Newcastle Jets had a stellar opportunity at the other end within the first 40 seconds. What a crowd we've got here in Newcastle. Both the Novocastrians and the Coasties showing up for their sides. Plenty of young fans out there too.
Superb crowd. We know that number 2 Sports Ground is a really good venue. It gets packed out. The fans are loud and really supportive of both sides. Great occasion today for the derby.
Yet to get confirmation on the exact attendance number. I'm sure it'll be up there, that's for sure. A game earlier this season opener, the F3 Derby. About 5,000 people at that one. Up in Gosford, whether we'll get a similar number. Smaller stadium, of course. Either way, building a great atmosphere. And wouldn't the home support love their Newcastle Jets to get back into the game? 2 strikers ripping and tearing today. Ergamal with the lone goal, but Melina Ayres getting in some really dangerous positions.
Both definitely been really busy, and you can see by the goals scored, Ergamal the most productive, despite the busyness of both them. We can't rule Melina Ayres out though. She's a winner, she's getting in great goal scoring opportunities, and I think we're going to see more of her in this second half in those moments.
Was so close to scoring in that first half. Sarah Langman with some fantastic saves as well to deny it.
She's a really good shot stopper, so unless you're placing things below her or above her, anything within her reach, she's going to save.
Mindy Barbieri as well, just jamming out to the tunes in the stadium, unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield.
Yeah, look, must be a fave of Barbieri's.
Same from the commentary booth as well, it must be said. The Central Coast Mariners players ready for action, ready to hold on to their lead. The first 20 minutes of this game, absolutely action-packed. A little bit slower in that second half of the first half, but plenty of action to come here.
Yeah, we'll be looking for both sides to up that intensity. Again, it's a derby. They're both physical sides. They're conditioned quite well, so I forecast that Newcastle Jets in particular are going to come out and continue with a high-pressing game here.
Isabel Gomez, so good at the base of midfield in that first half. Newcastle Jets really picked up that intensity towards the dying stages of the first half. They've got a big task on their hands as we are underway for the second stanza of the F3 Derby here in the Liberty A-League. Sunday afternoon. What more could you ask for? Central Coast Mariners in their away kit, of course. Here's Trimis. Dispossessed by Claudia Chico. Only momentarily, though, as the Mariners looking to win it back. Badawiya winning her side. The corner kick did very well, showing her perseverance. Was at Sydney FC last year. Rolla Badawiya, her first sniff in the Liberty A-League, of course. Now, the opportunity for more minutes on the Central Coast. Annabelle Martin to deliver. Lofted towards the back post, no trouble for Izzy Nino.
And that's exactly what Izzy Nino does for this Newcastle side. Any kind of set pieces, she's brave, she's strong, and aerially she's just so dominant in those moments for Newcastle.
Quite contrasting at the other end, Sarah Langman, a little bit smaller in stature, very good keeper, especially reflex saves, as we saw in the first half.
Definitely very different strengths, and you can see here Nino, she's got good height about her, and she positions herself well quite often where she anticipates and is good in good areas to catch.
The Michigan native Isabel Nino, 24 years of age, spent the previous 6 seasons at the University of Michigan, as it's almost threaded through for Melina Ayres. Serena Bolden sending the ball forward. Here's Trimis. Mariners looking to pounce, going the other way. Ergamal still chasing it down and just won't be able to keep it in play.
And Bowman does really well there just to block Ergamal's run. It's a well-weighted pass by Trimis, very clever, and actually a good run by Ergamal. Again, probably goes a bit unnoticed, the work defenders do to block people's runs and put them off slightly.
Here's Pryor. Looking at that ball through the middle, the incisive pass, but it's cut out by Karen Bassis. And the Mariners can't forge an opportunity out of it. Here's Bowman. Finding the feet of Serena Bolden, dropping deeper to link the play. Gives it away, though. Galich. Unable to find the feet of Rola Badawiya. A throw-in taken from a long way out by Mindy Barbieri, looking for the quick throw-in. And a lively start to this second half from her. A foul blown up. And Bianca Galich able to draw it in the halfway line.
You can just see the challenge here by Davis, a little bit late. You know, in saying that, nothing malice. It's a typical Cass Davis foul in the middle of the field where she's just looking to break up play.
Slow the progress of the opposition, no doubt. Here's Gomez. Langman launching the ball forward. It's a good one for Ergamal as well, laying it off for Trimis. Driving forward now. Trimis, Ergamal and Cass Davis with a bit of a coming together. Trimis finding the feet, and it's spooned over by Paige Hayward. Head in hands. Still gives the thumbs up, and another opportunity. Will they come to rue it?
That's an excellent little dribbling action by Trimis. You can see she cuts inside there. She's got excellent close ball control and the vision. Definitely one that if Hayward could have again, she just needs to lean over and redirect that to the opposite side of Nino.
There will be serious questions with how much space Paige Hayward was afforded in the box there, and almost trouble for Sarah Langman here. The deflected cross coming across the face. But serious questions as to how Paige Hayward had that much space in the box.
Yeah, look, for me, it's just clear cut. She needs to lean over it and redirect it. And for the Central Coast side, obviously, defensively, they're marking.
Good persistence by Lara Gooch. Almost causing some serious problems for the Mariners. Is Wardlow. Gomez with the switch. Tash Pryor able to head it to safety. Here is Gooch. Forward now, Ferez. And Ash Irwin comes across her well and denies them of the corner kick. Here's Bolden. Newcastle just trying to play it quickly. Getting a little bit too ahead of themselves in that moment. But nice intensity out of the half-time sheds from Ryan Campbell's side, the interim head coach. Pryor. A switch of play. Lauren Allen unable to keep it within her grasp. And so too Paige Hayward. A good opportunity for Ryan Campbell, who's been at the club for a long time now, to step into the role, prove himself. Here's Bowman into the feet of Bolden. Just can't quite stay on them though. And Gomez does well just to jink around Libby Copus-Brown. Not much doing ahead of her though. Wardlow. Lovely flick that time from Urgamal. Freeing up Hayward, wants to return the favour. Can't do so, but the class of Urgamal on show in that moment. And Izzy Dino unable to find a teammate. Emily Husband, coach of the Central Coast Mariners, has got a secret weapon, or not so secret, on the bench, in fact, in Kaya Simon. Will we see her in this second half? I'm sure all the fans, Newcastle and Central Coast alike, will be hoping they can see a Matilda's legend.
What an excellent substitute to come on, should Kaya Simon. I think she can just add an extra level of energy to this front third. I think her working off Urgamal is something that's going to be exciting and special for us to see as well.
You're very right. You mentioned in the first half, Leah Blaney, the excitement if the Mariners could have just someone working off Urgamal, who's been so good today and throughout this season. Just have another player just playing off her. Could that be Kaya Simon?
I think it is, and it just adds another level of experience out there, given that Bryson's now not on the pitch. We know that Taryn King hasn't been in the matchday squad. Just an older, more mature head with some of these youngsters.
Here's Wardlow. Into the feet of Urgamal. Can she find a teammate? Isabel Gomez was making the run forward, but was just a little bit behind her. Barbieri takes the touch off Paige Hayward. Bowman down the line. Owen thrust into the starting 11 after that injury. To Taryn King. All the Newcastle Jets fans thinking Lauren Allen's been fouled on that occasion. Always getting voice here at number 2 Sports Ground. Either way, it will be a throw-in. One of those 50-50 calls. Davis. Forward now for Bolden. Newcastle just struggling to get into that final third. Have any real meaningful possession in that territory. Hayward down the line. Just marching down the touchline here. Paige Hayward, the former Adelaide United player. Bit of a Swiss Army knife at times.
And you can see this defensive throw-in set up by the Newcastle Jets. It's got the Central Coast Mariners locked in, so it's about individual players, just whether it's 2 movements, just finding a little bit of space off their marker so they can actually receive the ball and then change sides, because if they overcommit numbers to this side, there's space on the opposite side for Central Coast.
Here's Urgamal. Through for Galich. If she can keep it in play, Tash Pryor doing very well to shut it down and keep it close. Whether by design or not, worked out that way.
So if Wardlow picks this up and throws it in quickly, she can actually change sides, but the delay in the decision-making actually allows them to just get organised.
Once again, just marching down this side of the pitch. Mariners will take it all day long. Bergamo dispossessed by Davis. He sends it long. In direction of Melina Ayres. Ash Irwin able to sweep up. Hayward cuts inside well. Great ball for Galich. Through and out for Wardlow with a forward run. Back now for Trimmers, the youngster. Here's Hayward into the feet of Bergamo. Trimmers, a long way from goal. Cass Davis doing very well. That's one back, almost by Bardawira, who does draw the foul. Lorena Bowman giving it away. It's in a good area for the Central Coast Mariners.
And you can see the experience of Bowman there. She does grab onto Bardawira. I can see some of the Central Coast players appealing for a card there. I think, no, a little bit harsh in that, but definitely a professional foul.
Newcastle Jets readying the substitutes. Perhaps time to make a few changes. 30 minutes to play in this game. Plenty of time to make an impact. There's a substitute. Galich and Gomez standing over it. Four-player wall. Here's Galich. Good strike. Not enough power on it. Straight into the arms of Izzy Nino. Allen. The overlap this time from Bowman. The Swiss defender. And he's cut out by Ash Irwin. He's had a solid game, it must be said. Very controlled. And a big challenge that time by Pryor. Beck Mackey saying she got the ball. Not too sure. Incomplete agreement. Either way, Newcastle Jets end up getting the foul. Sophie Hoban getting ready to come on. And Lara Gooch making way, taking the short trot off the far side. And the opportunity for the 22-year-old Sophie Hoban to come on. And this, actually a good decision. Got the ball, Tash Pryor. Good officiating by Beck Mackey. In the perfect position to make that call. Now Sophie Hoban on. Queen's Park and Sydney University Junior. Spent time playing in the US, her first involvement now. Bowman looking to go around Paige Hayward that time. Allen with the delivery. Will fall on the edge of the box for Melina Ayres, who strikes it well, but always rising from Melina Ayres. Has that ability to hit them from anywhere. Couldn't find the target that time, though.
Yeah, Ayres is certainly positioned well in this moment to receive, and then it's just about having a little bit of composure at the top of the 18-yard box. Hard to get it up and down unless you lean over it and really almost fall forward there by Ayres.
Here's Pryor. 30 minutes to play at number 2 Sports Ground in this F3 derby. As things stand, the aggregate is level. Both sides scoring one away goal between the two fixtures so far. Still 30 minutes to play in this one. As we said in the first half, there will be a penalty shootout as things stand. Here's Davis. Obviously to decide who takes home that glorious F3 guardrail, the trophy for this derby. Here's Bowman. Hoban. Wardlow does well to read it. Bowman once more. Ash Irwin. Old school centre-backs play, hoofing it out. of defence. Under pressure, here's Hayward. Trimmers has good numbers on that right-hand side. And Mindy Barbieri back to settle the ship. Here's Hoban. Good ball forward, finding the feet of Serena Bolden. Wardlow. Here's Badawia, the American. Plenty of history with Emily Husband, of course, at Sydney University. There's too many of the players out there on both sides as well. The ball in now, looking for Copus-Brown. Barbieri in a deeper role. Edge of the box, Copus-Brown, a swiping effort from Isabel Gomez. Davis. Lauren Allen perhaps coming from an offside position. Flag stays down. Still going is Lauren Allen. The strike coming away from Cass Davis. Can't force a real save out of Sarah Langman.
And I think the key to enhancing this Newcastle Jets attack right now is actually finding Laura Allen more often. Every time she's on the ball, she's either creating a half chance and getting a cut back in, or it just looks like something's going to happen on her side. I'd like to see her utilised more often.
Always a dangerous player, Lauren Allen. 18 tackles won by the Mariners. Getting stuck in. A little bit disjointed at the moment from the Newcastle Jets. Time expiring, still plenty to play though. If they want to get all 3 points, got to get stuck in.
And it's an important 3 points for both sides today. A win could take both teams up into the top 6. That's how tight this table is.
It's been a fantastic season so far. Plenty of nuance with the expanded competition, of course. The reintroduction of the Central Coast Mariners, a longer season. Shay Evans getting ready to come on. Making way, Rolla Badawia.
And this is an enormous amount of energy that is about to come on the pitch right now. Shay Evans is going to get herself about. She's fearless. She's a direct player. The minutes that she has accumulated in this Liberty A-League, she gives it all. She's gritty, and I think it's the right substitute at this point in the game for the Mariners.
Big addition. Former Adelaide United, Sydney FC player. Struggled with injuries in recent history as well, Leah Blaney.
She has, and it's probably limited what we've seen of her in the league to date, so hopefully she gets an injury-free run.
Straight into the action as well. Shay Evans cleaning up Lorena Bowman, much to the dissatisfaction of the Newcastle coaching staff. Allen down the line did well to keep it in play, as too Cass Davis, much to the delight of the home support. And there is that challenge.
Yeah, as you can see, Shay comes into any drill with everything, and probably a little bit late there, but nothing malicious.
You can see that energy already out there from Shay Evans. Is Pryor. Exactly what you want out of a substitute, to hunt the ball. Here's Allen, out wide for Newcastle. Hayward dealing with her well. And the foul drawn up. And Beck Mackey going back to deliver a yellow card as well. And just halting play at the minute.
And that's good individual defending by Hayward. She makes the initial contact, and then you can see she gets her body between herself and the ball to protect.
A yellow card going to Shay Evans for that challenge just earlier. Very belated, however. It will be a free kick for the Central Coast Mariners. Perhaps Beck Mackey just getting a word from some of her other officials out there, just to amend it, potentially. Here's Hoban, a long way out from goal, but takes a shot herself and almost bobbled by Sarah Langman, but just manages to hold on to it. And a good effort from Sophie Hoban, the substitute, injecting herself into this game. Ergamal looking to get by. Claudia Chico is having an industrious outing on that left-hand side. Very gritty, tough defender.
No, she certainly is, and what a great way to do your apprenticeship, coming up against a Chinese international. We've seen her come up against some of our Matildas as well in recent weeks, and really just grind out performances.
Here's Gomez. Karen Bassis. Lifted forward now, headed away by Lorena Bowman. Shay Evans into the action. Here's Bolden. Delivering now. Almost finding Melina Reyes. Deep in the box. Paige Hayward. Giving away possession. Lorena Bowman doing the same. Trimis, the touch inside, has Ergamal. Tash Pryor with a crucial touch. Stumbling now though, Peter Trimis. Options in the middle, going herself. And into the arms of Izzy Nino, a tight angle for Trimis to find the goal.
Definitely a tough angle for Trimis. I think she continues to dribble and potentially can try and strike across the goalkeeper there.
Paige Hayward doing enough to find Sarah Langman, and Langman did well to find her once more. Sharp reactive play, back onto her feet. Paige Hayward, a ball of energy.
And you can see on screen the challenge that has been awarded a yellow card to Shay Evans. Probably a little bit harsh from my end for the yellow, but again, Beck Mackey's a bit closer than I am.
Well, all eyes are on that player right there, Kaya Simon, warming up. Will she come on? That ball getting a touch from Tash Pryor just to send it airborne. Accidentally, even still.
And interesting to see who she replaces. Trimis has been extremely lively. Shay Evans has just been added to the game. Is it Ergamal who scored the goal that is replaced by Kaya Simon?
Only time will tell. Be a tough task. All those options will be hard done by, that's for sure. Milan Hammond getting ready to come on as well for the Newcastle Jets. Bowman is looking for the feet of Hoban. Ergamal put in such a shift today. Just under 20 minutes to go in this game. That's lovely play from the Mariners. Karen Bassis keeping it in play. The ball now for Shay Evans. Just straight offside, left it for Paige Hayward to slot it away and make it 2 for the Central Coast Mariners. They double their advantage, and it's Paige Hayward. She spooned one earlier, and now she gets her goal.
Oh, it's a fantastic finish by Paige Hayward, and what a selfless act with awareness by Shay Evans to recognise that she's offside there and just not continue her run. And Hayward, she's clinical in her finish. She beats Nino at that near post. Tidy little finish.
Defensive breakdown by the Newcastle Jets. And the Central Coast Mariners, well, they may have one hand on that F3 Derby trophy. A brilliant ball through from Tiana Karabasis.
Yeah, and I beg that Newcastle are probably asking the question, was she interfering with play in that moment? Shay Evans.
Lauren Allen's days come to an end of last involvement. Millen Hammond coming on. And the Newcastle Jets, the task gets even greater for them. And a win for the Central Coast Mariners will push them up into 5th as well. Not only will they get that F3 Derby trophy, also rise up into the finals places. And what a first season back in the league. Millen Hammond across the face. And the Jets not going down without a fight. Time still remaining. Here's Hoban. Bolden with the strike. Doesn't get down in time.
And that's exactly the kind of game impact you want from your substitutes with Hammond. She does well to get into the front third and just play that ball across the face of goal there. You can see the commitment to keeping the football in. It's a non-dominant foot with the delivery. And it just puts the Central Coast defence under a little bit of pressure. For Bolden, tough angle, she's off balance, potentially just looks to secure the football there and lay it off for someone else.
Bit of confusion between Bowman and Hammond. It will be a Mariners throw-in. Just getting their feet. And throw in now from Jasmine Wardlow down the line for Shay Evans. Down the line once more. Looked a bit like a foul throw, but not called up regardless. Now Newcastle Jets with the opportunity to march down the touchline. Here's Galich. Gomez does well to find Trimis. The ball for Ergamal. Threaded through. Out wide for Shay Evans. It's a foot race between her and Nino. It does go out of play though. It's well read by Isabel Gomez. Once more collision that time from Sophie Hoban. Frustration perhaps setting in, of course. The first meeting between these two sides this season. We saw a little bit of a push and shove, which resulted in a few red cards being shown either way. We see the same. Sophie Hoban with the foul that time. Here's Martin. Karen Bassis delivered the assist for that second goal. Brilliant ball. The Newcastle Jets, 100 more accurate passes than their opponents. Nothing to show for it at the minute. Here's Galich keeping it in play. It does trickle out in the end. It will be a goal kick. In the last 15 minutes, Newcastle Jets as well Almost with 70% possession. Really controlling the football. Still yet to hit the back of the net, though. And heavy collision between Paige Hayward and Milan Hammond. And Davis just unable to control it. Jasmine Wardlow, such an integral part of this defence this season. Having a fantastic debut. Liberty A-League campaign. From good stock too. Her father played gridiron as a linebacker for Northern Arizona. Was also rostered in the NFL with the San Francisco 49ers. As they do manage to clear it in the end. The Central Coast Mariners. So from good athletic stock. Here's Jasmine Wardlow. Putting in a great season for the Mariners. Hogan comes away with it. Out wide now for Hammond. Cuts inside, gets the shot away, blocked though. Back inside for Hoban now. Serena Bolden taking a touch. Can't make her way through. Still alive for the Jets. They do give away possession through Cass Davis. Annabelle Martin just struggling to get rid of the ball. Here's Evans. One back by Bowman. Just over 10 minutes to play here at number 2 Sports Ground.
And you can see Central Coast, they're just getting numbers behind the ball right now, which makes it quite difficult for the Newcastle Jets to try and break them down in the central areas. Jets have got to move the ball quickly from side to side. They've got to pick their moment when they are looking to penetrate and play into those central areas. Otherwise, it's just too congested for them, and it becomes a bit transitional.
And the ball sent long, and it is a good one for Libby Copus-Brown, who gets the shot away. Just hooked it a little bit, and it drags wide. It was a great ball forward.
That's a fantastic ball forward by Pryor, and Copus-Brown does really well to just get outside Wardlow there, and now it's about a bit of composure. Does she bring it down and look to dribble or cut inside and use her left foot to finish there?
Kaya Simon still just warming up, stretching out. Will it be her time? It looks as though it will be. Emily Husband giving some instructions. We may see about 10 minutes of action from Kaya Simon. And what a rise we'll get out of the crowd. Here's Bowman. Hoban dropping deep. And you wonder what position Kaya Simon will play in, especially with that 2-goal advantage. Karen Bassis going into the back of Serena Bolden. Nothing called though. Play on. And the ball back in now. Hoban. Looking for options. Ayres towards the back post. Serena Bolden causing all sorts of issues. And it may be a corner resulting from it. Langman did well to come out. And a tough angle for Serena Bolden.
Yeah, great little dink pass in by Melina Ayres to find Bolden there, far post. And this is the strength of Langman's. She's quick off her line. She makes it a tough angle and very hard for Bolden to make contact.
They take the quick corner. A touch inside from Ayres. Fast off her line. Bianca Galich finds the feet of Ergema. First time ball for Trimmers. Numbers forward for the Mariners. Trimmers cuts inside. Ergema. A crucial touch from Claudia Chico. Such a shift today on that left-hand side, as she has done all season long. Here's Martin. Mariners in no rush. Here's Trimis. Great ball forward for Urgamar. A tidy young player is Peter Trimis. And Shay Evans just drifting offside. Could this be the moment? Annalise Rasmussen getting ready to come on, so too Kaya Simon. Urgamar's day comes to an end. And Kaya Simon's return to the Liberty A-League has arrived back where it all began, at the Central Coast Mariners. Over 100 Matildas appearances later, she's back on the Central Coast. Matildas royalty, Kaya Simon, back in the Liberty A-League.
And it's fantastic to see Kaya come on right now at a crucial stage in the match. I don't think Central Coast Mariners are going to take the foot off the pedal. I think the addition of Simon says we want to score more goals.
Could this be the opportunity for them? And he's one back by the Newcastle Jets, though. Copus Brown, they're not putting their foot off the gas either. Just under 10 minutes for them to get back into this game. Paige Hayward unable to get her side out of danger that time. Will be a corner. Barbieri's delivery's been pinpoint so far today. They've been opting for the short delivery of late. And you think at this point of the game, has to be delivered in there, cause a bit of chaos. Here's Barbieri, standing over it, lofted towards the back post, tough for Langman to deal with. Here's Bolden in the box, takes a touch, clears the space for Libby Copus Brown. Paige Hayward able to send it long. Kaya Simon, her first touch back in the league. And able to keep it at her feet. And a bit of push and shove straight off the bench from Kaya Simon. Welcome back. Letting Lorena Bowman know, do you know who I am?
And I don't mind it. It's a derby. There's 5 or so minutes left to go.
You love to see that passion, that enthusiasm, that fire. Here's Hayward, giving away the ball for Lorena Bowman. Gets the chance to deliver, cleared by Irwin though. Barbieri, lofted into the box this time. And Langman able to sit under it. Libby Copus Brown getting a touch on her. Not enough though for a foul. And the Mariners in plenty of space on that right-hand side. Annabelle Martin. Shay Evans with a nice touch to set up Annalise Rasmussen, the academy product, bursting past. Claudia Chico just struggling to stay on her feet, does go down. Bianca Gullich this time, firing the shot away. Can't force a save out of Izzy Nino. Five minutes to play.
And I think at this point for the Newcastle Jets, sending numbers forward, they need to get the ball into the front third. I think they've been quite good at progressing it through the line, so I don't think going overly direct is the answer. But they do need to retain greater bouts of possession in this front third to create more chances and put a little bit of heat on this Central Coast defence.
Here's Bolden cutting inside, getting the shot away, firing it to that near post. And Sarah Langman equal to it. They've had plenty of opportunities, the Newcastle Jets, just lacking the high quality opportunities perhaps in that first half. They definitely could have had a few.
Yeah, you can see Bolden here, she's able to cut inside, and then it's just about the quality and the execution. It's almost like she's in two minds whether she should be shooting or not, and then the result ends up it's underpowered.
unable to skip around. Isabel Gomez does win her side. The throw in though, here's Bolden. The Philippines international gives away possession. Wardlow just can't skip by Cass Davis. Gives her plenty of attention on the way through. Here's Ayres out wide. Copus Brown delivering. It's a great ball for Serena Bolden. And Sarah Langman able to come out and meet it. Not before Ash Irwin goes down though. Hopefully nothing major for her. Looks like a slight head clash potentially. By the way she's down. Let's have a look back at it. Just colliding heads with Serena Bolden.
Yeah, definitely a head clash, and for the Mariners, they've emptied their bench, so they've only got Chloe Carmichael, who's a second goalkeeper, remaining. So I'm sure they're hoping all is well with Ash Irwin at the moment.
No one knows head injuries better than Tash Pryor, of course, has been at the centre of plenty of them, retired from them and returned just recently with the Newcastle Jets. Serena Bolden, a bit frustrated at the moment. Her side just struggling to break things down.
Yeah, definitely would be a little bit of frustration for Bolden. Certainly creating half chances in this front third, the Newcastle Jets, but whether it's been a little bit of poor technique or poor decision making at times, letting them down throughout the match.
Serena Bolden, Melina Ayres seemingly with an almost talismanic aura around them, trying to make things happen. This was what opened up the scoring, Leah Blaney. Roller Badawiya straight into Urgamal, and what a way to start things for the Mariners.
Fantastic start to the match. And you can see in terms of the second goal, Karen Barris, she's played a well-weighted pass into the path of Hayward, who's made a well-timed run, and just a clinical finish, beating Izzy Nino there near post.
Bit of a defensive breakdown for the Newcastle Jets as well, sleeping at the wheel a little bit. They've still got just a little bit more time to get back into this game. There'll be plenty of head injury assessments for Ash Irwin, of course. And they've used all of their outfield substitutions. The Central Coast Mariners, Chloe Carmichael, the goalkeeper, on the bench today.
Well, we've seen it before with Mackenzie Arnold, Campbell.
I was about to say as well, with this season alone, we've already seen from the Central Coast Mariners, Ash Irwin have to hop in goal. Maybe someone else returning the favour, Chloe Carmichael perhaps coming to have to play outfield. You're right, we have seen it with Mackenzie Arnold at West Ham, of course. Well, we'll have to see that today. Time will tell. You may also be able to bring on one of your previously substituted players due to head injury assessments as well. 7 minutes to be added on here at number 2 Sports Ground in the F3 Derby. Emma Dundas getting ready to come on for the Newcastle Jets.
What an exciting young talent she is. Junior Matilda, again, another homegrown Newcastle player who's getting quality A-League minutes this season.
A throw in now, finding Melina Ayres. Bolden, Hoban, edge of the box. The delivery from Barbieri, finding almost Melina Ayres. Libby Copus-Brown struggling to maintain possession. I'll get the chance to reload. The ball back in this time. Serena Bolden at the near post. Libby Copus-Brown just a little bit too far ahead of her mark. And can't get a shot away. Emma Dundas being ready. Here's Gomez. The Mariners players will no doubt be looking to feed that number 17, Kaya Simon. Give her a happy return to the Liberty A-League and the Central Coast Mariners. Here's Hoban. Finds Bolden. And it can be cleared by Bianchi Galich. Here's Hammond. Skips wraps around Paige Hayward, but can't keep it in play. And the substitution, Emma Dundas coming on, Claudia Chico making way. A fantastic performance today, very resolute at left back from Claudia Chico.
Top shift by Chico. She's been reliable. She's been well positioned at times when she's needed to, and she's won the majority of her duels.
Such a young player, Emma Dundas, 16 years of age, still. Plenty of talent coming through at Newcastle, and Gary Van Egmond before, and now Ryan Campbell. Big advocates of that system.
Oh, absolutely. And previous to that, you had people like Ash Wilson as well in there, and just setting some really good foundations for these youth players to get quality A-League time and develop as good people and good footballers.
Here's Rasmussen, the academy product, as Kaya Simon out wide. The Matildas star back across the face for Shay Evans this time. Rattles the woodwork. Simon gets the shot away, but does slice it. And offside maybe the call in the end.
And you can see the quality of Kaya Simon here. It's a non-preferred foot straight into the path of Shay Evans, who obviously has just poorly timed her run slightly in that moment for the offside call.
Here's Dundas, looking to provide a late burst of energy, wins the ball back as well. The exuberance of youth. 16-year-old is Hoban. Davis, the experienced head, trying to find that ball forward. Now Libby Coppers-Brown. Hammond out wide, delivering, headed away by Wardlow. Now takes a touch off Ash Irwin, who is back in the game, thankfully. Nothing serious at the moment for Ash Irwin.
And once again, you see Kaya, it's a one-touch early delivery. It's straight into the path of Evans.
As the ball whipped in that time. Almost panic stations for the Central Coast Mariners as Barbieri this time winding up herself. And it goes wide. She's had a great game so far, Mindy Barbieri.
She hasn't, and you can see the work rate of Hoban in the recovery run to actually dispossess Rasmussen there, and Mindy Barbieri, she's on her preferred foot. She's just got to make a little bit cleaner contact with the ball there.
Such a polished player, Mindy Barbieri. So good from the dead ball, but also in open play too. Hayward, dispossessed by Hammond. Numbers forward for the Jets. Millen Hammond perhaps should have released a bit earlier. Does get her side, the corner though. And a sense of urgency, lifting. Coppers-Brown with the short corner. Finding Mindy Barbieri, edge of the box. Dundas, one by Annalise Rasmussen. Kaya Simon just scuffing the kick there. Coppers-Brown can't keep it in play. Mariners will be happy to see the sideline, I'm sure. Just happy to move down. Take their time. Here's Hoban. Driving through midfield. Shay Evans giving attention. Barbieri going down as well. Now out wide for Rasmussen. Options in the middle in Gomez. Rasmussen still diving in that time. Gomez gets a touch. And Pryor able to clear for the Jets. Frantic end here at number 2 Sports Ground. Coppers-Brown. is Hammond. Marked by Wardlow. Delivery off the left and cleared by Irwin. A rusty return at the moment from Kaya Simon. Shaking off the cobwebs at the minute. A long time between drinks for her. Her quality, no doubt, will prevail. Here's Gomez. Driving forward now for Mariners shirts. Here's Evans delivering for Rasmussen. And Izzy Nino is able to claim. Stoppage time expired in the F3 derby. Curtis Brown going down. And that is full time in the F3 derby. The Central Coast Mariners claimed the guardrail, the trophy, for the first time. What a performance from Emily Husband's side. The return as well of Kaya Simon. Two fantastic goals in the end. See them run out victorious at number 2 Sports Ground in a heated rivalry. What a performance from Emily Husband's side. It ends at number 2 Sports Ground. Newcastle Jets 0, Central Coast Mariners 2. Well, what a game, Leah Blaney, and it started off in some fashion.
It did, and two very clinical finishes, the difference in this game. The early delivery by Baduia, the class of Ergamal, just to step in front of Pryor there and tuck it into that near post, just shows her quality.
Well, they'll be very happy with how they've played today. 2 goals, a professional performance, just their 4th clean sheet this campaign, and this the 2nd goal. A fantastic ball from Tiana Karambassis.
Oh, great ball by Karambassis there, and for Hayward, she looks across the line and again just beating Izzy Nino in that near post space.
A defensive breakdown from the Newcastle Jets in that moment. Lauren Allen perhaps just losing her player. The defence melting away with that ball. Shay Evans smartly just letting it run. And a very happy Central Coast Mariners side, and for good reason. They didn't have as much of the ball as the hosts today, but they really made the most of their moments.
Look, they're not pretty in what they do, but they're effective. They were clinical when they needed to be, and they're taking this guardrail home with them today.
They certainly are, and they'll be very happy to do so. The first time